Om. I will chant the shloka. You can repeat after me. Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurureva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We'll chant these shlokas given on the page number 3. Together. Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shrutis Prati Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Loka Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyoma Vadvyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Invoking the grace of Lord Dakshinamurti and all other devatas of this place, Sthana Devatas, and the blessings of Pujya Swamiji, we start our study on Gurus of Dattatreya. Before we enter into the text, we will see some background topics. There is a beautiful shloka which presents the importance of dharma. You might have heard Ahara Nidra Bhayamaithunam cha Samanametat Pashubhir Naranam Dharmo hi tesham adhiko visheshaha dharmena hina pashubhis samana. Means human beings and other living beings, there are some common factors, common features, like ahara, food. They eat, we eat. Nidra, they sleep, we also sleep. Bhaya, fear. When there is danger, any risk to life or well-being, then there is fear. FF response, if you know, flight or fight. That is a mark of fear. And Maithunam, propagation, procreation, they also propagate they have children, grandchildren, and human beings also have. So, ahara, nidra, bhaya, maithunam cha, samanam etat. All these features are samanam, means common. Then, what is distinguishing factor? This shloka has got different versions, so we fit in wherever we want. So, dharmo hi, one version is dharma. Human beings are supposed to be following dharma. And animals do not have anything to be followed deliberately. Because animals do not have free will. Whereas human beings have got free will. What is the meaning of free will? The capacity to decide to do something, not to do something, or do it differently. I can clap, I need not clap, I can clap differently. There are so many ways. So this capacity, this ability to decide, to do, not to do, and do it differently, that is called free will. You must have heard this word free will, and many people have got so much doubt also whether Swamiji we have got free will or not. The debate remains. Anyway, if you think you have free will, it is this. And according to our Shastra, human beings have got free will. And therefore, they have got dharma. It is something like you have got steering wheel, then you will have some rules and regulations. Since you have got steering wheel in your hand, then you are supposed to be following certain rules. You will have certain obligations. Similarly, human beings have got free will, therefore they have got certain dharmas. When you hear the word dharma, which distinguishes human beings from animals, you generally think of what? Hindu dharma, Islam dharma, Christian dharma, Buddha dharma. That alone comes to your mind. Different systems of belief propounded by various religious leaders. That is generally understood as dharma. But in our culture, the word dharma has got a particular meaning. The meaning which is popular, we don't deny, we don't dismiss. But when we use the word dharma, we have got a particular meaning. What is dharma? Dharma is that which is to be followed by noble, intelligent people. The people who are noble, people who have got intellect, functional intellect, for them certain things are to be followed. That is called dharma. Dhriyate punyatma bihi iti dharmaha. That which is followed, that which is to be followed is dharma. And some great scholar has given, I think Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, he nicely put it. He says, dharma is, he talked about in Hinduism context of, dharma is view and way of life. View and way of life is dharma. And dharma consists of three things. One is the duties, attitude, and values. That is what we mean by dharma. And it is universal. Some of them may be in a particular situation, some of them are common to all. So dharma is duties, attitude, and values. And what is the meaning of duty? Duty means playing my role as per the script I am supposed to follow. Playing my role appropriately, that is called dharma. Now what you are playing the role of a listener. So you play it well. How? By being attentive, not being distracting, not distracted and distracting. So, and not disturbing anybody else. And invoking this teaching in the teacher. That is the dharma of the student. If you are not interested every now and then taking the scan, what is the room, how many chairs are there, how many pictures are there, what pictures are there, and every now and then look at the clock. Then what? The teacher said when 10 o'clock will be. So teacher will be waiting for the class to be over. But instead of that, you learn with receptive mind, non-prejudiced mind, and you get benefited and you invoke the teaching in the teacher. That is the dharma of listener. What is the dharma of speaker? Speaking something which is meaningful, useful to the listeners. I should not now speak about very complicated these views presented by different acharyas. What is the view of the Sureshwaracharya? What is the view of Padmapadacharya? What is the view of Bhamatikara? And all this regarding this jiva, that I did not talk about. This vada, that vada, avachedavada, abhasavada, pratibhibbavada, all these things I should not talk, because the audience is different. I should talk something which makes sense, which will be useful. So that is what my dharma. So I want to explain, dharma means this, playing one's role appropriately, following the script of the role. Every role has got a script, and following the script. And script can be known by common sense, and we have shastra for that. So our dharma has got the basis in the form of common sense, and also has got the main basis is Vedas, the body of knowledge which is received from the rishis, which is received through the rishis from the Lord, that is called Vedas. So Vedas are the body of knowledge, source of knowledge, the book containing knowledge received from the Lord through the rishis, that is called Vedas. So Vedas are the main basis for dharma. You can use your common sense, no doubt. And what is the common sense? Atmanah pratikulani paresham na samacharet. Very beautifully said. Whatever is not conducive, comfortable, useful to you, you don't do it to others. As you must have heard this, they say this is given in some other religion. But this is there in our Vedic dharma. What you do not want others to do unto you, you don't do unto others. That is a common sense. But Vedas are adding the dimension of punyam and papam over and above, validating our common sense based dharma. So what Vedas do? They validate our common sense based dharma and add the dimension of punyam and papam. Otherwise people have this question, Swamiji, good people are suffering, wrong people are enjoying. This is the common thinking of most of the people. And you know what is the mind behind? The mind is, I am a good person, still I am suffering. Whereas my neighbor is not good person, still he is enjoying. So if I am a good person and I am enjoying, I will not ask this question. Or if I am a wrong person and I am suffering, I will not ask this question. But I think I am a good person and I am suffering. So people ask this. And to answer this question, we have got this vision of the idea of the teaching of punyam and papam. So that even if a person is not suffering, even though he is doing wrong things now, then we can account for this discrepancy by the concept of punyam and papam, which is purely based on Shastra, based on Vedas and Veda based scriptures. So Vedas are the main text for knowing dharma. Vedas are called Moola Shastrani. They are foundational text. Because all other texts we have are based on Vedas. And Vedas are not based on any other text. Therefore Vedas are called Moola Shastrani, foundational, fundamental scriptures. People ask this question, Swamiji, who has written Vedas? The scholars, Western scholars will say that these Vedas were composed in this year and this year and this year by this person, etc. That is not correct understanding. Our traditional understanding of Vedas is that Vedas are not authored by anyone. Vedas are received by certain rishis, not one person. Like in some religion, only one messenger is there. We don't have one messenger. We have got hundreds of rishis. And those hundreds of rishis mean the seers, they have seen this mantra because of the purity of their mind. Because of their tapas, they saw the mantras. They do not claim the authorship of those mantras. And collection of such mantras seen by the rishis and received from the Lord, the creator of this world, is called Vedas. So Vedas are collection of the mantras received from the Lord through the rishis. This is called Vedas. So Vedas are not authored by anyone, including Veda Vyasa. Many people think that Veda Vyasa has written Vedas. Why? Because Veda Vyasa name is there. Veda Vyasa is not the author of Vedas. He was the compiler of Vedas. There is a difference between compiler and the author. You must have heard that in every state there will be some folk songs, Loka Gita. So, some author will compile all of them. The folk songs will be there spread all over the state. Somebody compiles them. He is not the author of those folk songs. He is the compiler of those songs. Similarly, Veda Vyasa did not write, author these Vedas. With the help of his 4 disciples, Jaimini and others, he compiled the Vedas. So Vedas are considered to be apaurushaya. Apaurushaya means not human creation, unauthored by human beings. And they are the fundamental text of this culture, this dharma. And that is why our dharma is called Vaidika Dharma. The real name of our dharma is what? Vaidika Dharma. Why it is called Vaidika Dharma? Because it is based on Vedas. Veda based dharma is called Vaidika Dharma. Our dharma name is not Hindu Dharma. People started calling Hindu Dharma, so we also say this. It is like, generally I give this example. You have a very nice name, Subramanyam, but people call you Chintu. And so, you Chintu, and therefore what happens? Even you start calling. Who is calling? Chintu. You also will say what? Chintu. Because that is how we are known. If you say Subramanyam, who is Subramanyam? So they will not know. Therefore what you do, you also have to say what? Chintu. Similarly, people started calling us Hindu, and we also accepted, and we don't mind it. It's okay, whatever name you call me, Chintu or Pintu or Subramanyam, I am the same person. So real name of our dharma is not Hindu dharma, it is Vaidika dharma, otherwise called Sanatana dharma. Very controversial word now. It went to the court, this Sanatana. So Sanatana dharma, Sanatana means what? That which is everlasting. Sana has got the meaning ever, Tana means lasting. Everlasting is called Sanatana. So Sanatana dharma, Vaidika dharma is the real name of our dharma. The dharma means the duties with values and attitudes we are supposed to follow. That dharma is called Sanatana dharma, Vaidika dharma, because based on Vedas. But now, if somebody asks you what is your dharma, and if you say Vedika dharma, then say which Vedika dharma? No. They will have question. Therefore, we can say Hindu dharma, no problem. We don't have allergy to name. But this is the real name. And Vedas are the basis of our dharma, and these Vedas, generally 4 in number. Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharva Veda. And based on mantra, sometimes they are counted as 3. Rig, Yaju, Sama. So you might hear sometime Veda Trayi or 4 Vedas. You may be confused that whether the Vedas are 3 or 4. So when we are looking upon Vedas from the standpoint of the types of mantra, they are 3. When we are looking upon as the bodies which were segregated by Vedavyasa with his disciple, then we call it 4. So 4 Vedas, and these 4 Vedas, as I said, are Moola Shastras. And based on these Vedas, there are some secondary scriptures which are based on Vedas but composed by some great rishis, great scholars. And those texts are called Smriti Granthaha. So Shruti are the Moola Grantha, then Smriti. Smriti means what? Veda based scriptures composed by great scholars, great rishis or great sages, not to confuse you with other rishis. They are composed. So therefore they are called Paurushaya. They are human composition. But the teaching is of Vedas. So Veda based human composition is Smriti Granthaha. And we have got so many Smriti Granthas. One is very popularly known is Manusmriti, which has become very controversial now. So Manusmriti is the Veda based scripture authored by the great king called Manu. In fact, we are descendants of Manu, therefore we are called Manushyaha or Manavaha. So Manu had given this Smriti Grantha. And this Smriti Grantha, Manusmriti, is based on the first part of Vedas. Vedas have got 2 parts. One is called Karma Kanda, other is called Jnana Kanda. So Karma Kanda based Smriti Grantha is, one of the Smriti Grantha is Manusmriti. So Manusmriti is the human composition based on the Karma Kanda portion of Vedas. And we have got so many Smriti Granthas which are based on Vedanta, the last portion of Vedas. Vedas have got 2 parts, Karma Kanda, which is called Veda Purva Bhaga, second part is called Jnana Kanda, otherwise called Vedanta. So we have got Vedanta based these Smriti Granthas. So many of them are there. We have got this Avadhuta Gita, which is otherwise called Dattatreya Gita, Rama Gita, so many Gitas are considered to be this Vedanta based Smriti Granthas. What is the meaning of Smriti? Smriti literally means recollection. Vedas are called Shruti, and this Veda based scriptures are called Smriti. So Shruti means that which is heard, and Smriti means recollection. So the great scholars, they read Vedas and recollected and presented in their own words. That is called Smriti Granthas. So many of them are there. One more form of Shastra, the scriptures, is called Purana. Purana means this, generally they translate as mythology. But I would like to call it collection of traditional stories. Purana means the collection of traditional stories presenting the teaching of Vedas. So what is Purana? Purana is a collection of traditional stories presenting the teaching of Vedas. And it presents both. Veda Purva Bhaga also it presents, Vedanta also it presents. And one more is there, afterwards we will come back to Purana. One more is called Itihasa. Itihasa means history. And generally, traditionally we have got two Itihasa Grantha. One is called Ramayana, other is called Mahabharata. Ramayana is written by whom? Valmiki. 24,000 verses are there. Valmiki has written, which presents the story of Rama. What is the meaning of Ramayana? Ramasya ayanam jivana charitam Ramayanam. So, biography of Rama is called Ramayana. Many people pronounce what? Ramayana. It is not Ramayana or what is called Ramayana. It is Ramayana. Ramayana. Like pranayama, pranayama people say that. Pranayama. Pranayama. Not pranayama. Pranayama. Similarly, it is Ramayana. Ramayan is not. Ramayana it is not. Ramayana. That is correct. Ramayana. That is the correct pronunciation. Okay. And Ramasya ayanam jivana charitam Ramayanam. The biography of Rama is called Ramayana. And second one is Mahabharata. Simple meaning is great, vast stories of these descendants of Bharata, great king Bharata. That is a simple meaning. It has got different derivation. Simple meaning is the collection of stories, great collection, vast collection. Maha means big. Vast collection of the stories of the descendants of great king called Bharata is called Mahabharata. That is a simple meaning. As I told you, there are different derivations. But to make it simple, Mahabharata. Where primarily the story mainly given of the Pandavas and Kauravas. But that is not the only story. So many are there. But that occupies a big volume. So Mahabharata, it has got 100,000 verses. 1 lakh. Written by Veda Vyasa. And this Grantha also is sometimes called Jaya. His name is Jaya. Mahabharata has got another name, Jaya. Alright. So these are Itihasa. And we'll come back to Purana. The meaning of the word Purana is Pura Bhavaha Puranam. Pura Bhavam Puranam. That which was obtaining in earlier times. Ancient. Purana, one meaning is ancient. Means that which is related to the ancient stories. That is Puranam. Or that which was made long time ago, Puranam. And very beautifully it is explained in a very particular way, and that is Pura api navaha Puranaha. That which is ancient in terms of composition and the occurrence But Nava means relevant even now. Nava literally means new. So Purana literally means that which is even though old but still it is new. That which is old and still new is called Purana. So that which is old and new is called Purana. Means what? Even though it was composed a long time ago and it is talking about the stories which happened a long time ago, but still it is Nava. Nava means what? New. New means what? Relevant. Even now people are learning from Ramayana and Mahabharata. So message of Ramayana and Mahabharata is relevant even now in 2025. Also relevant. It will be relevant in 2050 also. As long as human beings are there on the earth, it will be relevant. Therefore it is called Pura Api Navam Puranam. So that which is ancient but still new in terms of relevance is called Purana. And these Puranas, slowly we are coming to. You may wonder, Swamiji, our topic you have not come. I am coming there. Some people are very anxious. When Swamiji will start the main topic? So I am going to come. Don't think that I have forgotten. Swamiji, you forgot that what is the topic today. I remember. There are 18 Puranas written by Veda Vyasa. So that is why Veda Vyasa is called Purana Muni. If you have heard this shloka, Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata, but some people pronounce Bhagavatam. It's not Bhagavatam. Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Purana Munina. Here also people say Purana Muninam. It is not Muninam. Purana Munina Vyasena. So Veda Vyasa is called Purana Muni. Two reasons. He is a very ancient sage and he is the composer of Puranas. Therefore, it is called Purana Muni. He has written these Puranas, 18 Puranas. If you want to read the name, listen to the names, nice, at least you know these are the names. Brahma Purana, Padma Purana, Vishnu Purana, Shiva Purana, Bhagavata Purana, Narada Purana, Markandeya Purana, Agni Purana, Bhavishya Purana, Brahma Vaivarta Purana, Linga Purana, Varaha Purana, Skanda Purana, Vamana Purana, Kurma Purana, Matsya Purana, Narada Purana, Brahmanda Purana. Garuda Purana, Brahmanda Purana. These are the 18 Puranas. And you know, it is not like 100 verses, 200 verses. Biggest Puranam is Skanda Puranam. 81,000 verses are there. 81,000 verses. Nowadays we are SMS people. Not SMS, I call it TQ people. TQ means what? No? Say thank you, they write nowadays what? TQ. What is this? At least thank you, you can be generous, right? Complete thank you. People like TQ. So we are now TQ people. Modern generation is what? TQ people. Everything shorts. Even videos nowadays, 1 minute video. Everything small. 1 minute video, small, the TQ, SMS, short message service, I think that is the SMS, no? Yeah. So everything small. We like everything small. So we cannot have the class for 2 hours, 3 hours. 1 hour also, with great difficulty. Imagine 81,000 verses. Skanda Purana. That is the biggest Purana. And you know what is the smallest Purana? Markandeya Purana. Smallest means you think 5 verses will be there. No, 9,000. So minimum, if you want to study one Purana, minimum or smallest batao. So like we go to the shopkeeper, no, bole, sasta mein sasta batao. So cheapest one you show me. So Purana, smallest one if you want to study, then also what? 9,000 verses. Markandeya Purana. So smallest is Markandeya and the biggest is Skanda Purana. Objective question. So, so this is how 18 Puranas are there. Among these Puranas, some people say that Vishnu Purana is written by Parashara, but that is not accepted by all. But other 17 Puranas definitely by Vedavyasa. That is why Vedavyasa is considered to be a great rishi, great scholar in our tradition. That is why we are celebrating GURUPURNIMA. This GURUPURNIMA, I am going to talk about it on that day, is the birthday of Vedavyasa. So Vedavyasa's birthday we are celebrating. Why? Because we are so much indebted to. How we are, I am going to tell on that day. Because now I tell you what I will say on that day. So, so Vedavyasa has written this Purana. Imagine, we don't have time to even read that. Even the names I had to write and tell you. Names also we may not be able to remember. He wrote this many Puranas, 18 Puranas. Among them, the most popular is Bhagavata Purana. What is the meaning of Bhagavata? See, every time we are understanding the meaning of the word, we don't take the words for granted. Bhagavata means Bhagavataha idam Bhagavatam. That which is related to the stories and the nature of Bhagavan, the Lord, is called Bhagavatam. Bhagavataha idam Bhagavatam. So Purana, the collection of traditional stories related to Bhagavan, especially Bhagavan Vishnu, is called Bhagavata Purana. So Purana related to Bhagavan, especially Bhagavan Vishnu, is called Bhagavata Purana. It presents the stories of the many avatars. 10 are main. Many avatara incarnations and all the activities he did, and also the nature of Bhagavan. So not only it is that Bhagavan, the butter, generally people think of Krishna means what? Makhan chor. So he stole the butter. So he did so many other things also. He gave the Upadesha of Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. So all his activities, in English they use the word exploits. Not a right word, but that's what they say. Exploits of the avatars of Krishna, incarnation of Vishnu. And his true nature, what Bhagavan Vishnu essentially is. He is Satyam Gnanam Anantam Brahma, the truth of the entire universe, appearing in the form of entire universe. That true nature of Vishnu also is talked about. People generally think, especially those who have studied Vedanta, they will be thinking of Bhagavata is just a stories. I am not interested in stories. But remember, Bhagavata is not merely description of stories. There are so many shlokas which are revealing the profound teaching of Vedanta. That's why Ramakrishna Paramahamsa very nicely said, I read somewhere. He says, Bhagavata is the one which is fried in the ghee, the clarified butter of knowledge, and soaked in the syrup of devotion. Very nice. Bengali sweet, they are made like this. Fried in ghee, good sweet. Fried in ghee and then soaked in syrup. Bhagavata is a Bengali sweet. Because Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, so he will say like that only. So it's like a very beautiful, a very, very tasty Bengali sweet. Soaked in the ghee of knowledge, fried in the ghee, the clarified butter of knowledge and soaked in the syrup of this devotion. So, bhakti also is there and the gnanam also is there. In fact, afterwards we are going to say, to begin with we accept the difference of bhakti and gnanam. But really speaking, bhakti and gnanam are only two words to reveal the same thing. But to begin with, bhakti means devotion to the Lord and the gnanam means knowledge of myself being one with the Lord. That is called knowledge. But both of them are not separate from each other, but accepting the popular difference, we say Bhagavata contains both bhakti and gnanam. So if you are interested in these devotional stories, the stories which invoke devotion in you, Bhagavatam is answer. If you are interested in knowing your true nature, Bhagavata is the answer. So Bhagavata is a very, very important, popular Puranam. Bhagavata Puranam. It has got 18,000 verses and 12 cantos. In Sanskrit it is called Skandha. It's a big section is called Skandha cantos. 12 Skandha, Dvadasa Skandha. And 10th Skandha is very, very popular among the Bhagavata storytellers. Kathakara, they will highlight this 10th canto. Why? Because it talks about the Krishna Leela very beautifully. 11th Skandha, generally they don't highlight. Because by the time 10th Skandha is over, the Rukmini Vivaha is there, before that Krishna Janma is there, in that only time is taken. So very little time is remaining for Ekadasha Skandha, 11th canto. 11th canto has got 31 chapters. In that first part, in the 1 to 6, one teaching is given, that is called Jayanteya Gita. Jayanteya Gita, this 2 to 5, 4 chapters are given. Jayanteya Gita. First chapter is introduction, then Jayanteya Gita, then 6 to 29. I am talking about now, we are slowly zeroing into our text. Bhagavata, 11 skandha, 31 chapters. In that, the 5 chapters contain Jayanteya Gita and the 6 to 29. How many chapters? 6 to 29? 24. See, we have to calculate. 24. People generally say 23. So 6 to 29 are 24 chapters. They constitute Uddhava Gita. So 24 chapters are there in the text called Uddhava Gita. Uddhava Gita is not an independent text. It is a part of Bhagavatam. Part of the Ekadasha Skandha of Bhagavatam. And this 6 to 29, 24 chapters, in that also 2nd to 4th is Avadhuta Gita or Avadhuta Geetam. Let me talk little bit about this Uddhava Gita, whose part is Avadhuta Gita. Uddhava Gita is the teaching given by Lord Krishna to Uddhava. The most popular Bhagavad Gita is the teaching given by Krishna to Arjuna. Gita means what? Guru Shishya Samvada Rupena Upadeshatmaka Grantha. The text giving the teaching in the form of dialogue between Guru and Shishya, that is called Gita. So Gita is a name for the text containing the teaching in the form of the dialogue between the student and teacher. And we have got so many Gitas. Even in our India, the name Gita is very common. Recently, when somebody in Singapore was telling me, Swamiji, my name Gita, I wanted to change my name. Why? Because in our class 3 Gitas were there. So we have to say G Gita, P Gita, D Gita, like that. So Gita, so many are there. Gita texts also so many are there. I have got one book called Gita Sangraha. 25 Gitas are there. But that is also not complete. There are about 60-65 Gitas are there. The Rama Gita is there, Ajgara Gita is there. One Gita is very interesting, name is what? Monkey Gita. Don't think the monkey means our M-O-N-K-E-Y, not that. M-A-N-K-I. Monkey is the name of particular great rishi, of great muni, sage. And it is a part of Mahabharata. So Monkey Gita is a part of Mahabharata where Yudhishthira and Bhishma Samvada is there, dialogue is there. In that, this Monkey Gita is there. So many Gitas are there. So one is Uddhava Gita. What is this Uddhava Gita? When Bhagavan Sri Krishna had decided to leave Dwarka, leave his body and go to Vaikuntha back. That time Uddhava comes to Bhagavan and Bhagavan gives the teaching. That teaching is called Uddhava Gita. So that is why Uddhava Gita is presented as parting message of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Parting message. Very important message. And about 1079 verses are there. Some people will be always statistics, so they have to tell how many chapters are. 24 chapter, 1079. As per one calculation, there can be some variation. And the background story for Uddhava Gita is that, there is very interesting background. It's a part of Uddhava Gita book only. There, Devatas, along with the Brahmaji and Shiva, come to Dwarka. Dwarka, where Bhagavan Sri Krishna was living. And they come and tell, very in a solitude, very confidential private meeting was there. That Bhagavan, how interesting dialogue. Bhagavan, we only requested you to take incarnation, to relieve us from all problems, and you have done your job very well. Mission accomplished. And now you come back to head office. Like from head office, the boss has come to the branch office. Now branch office alone is staying. So now all other, the head office people are coming to this branch office and telling, Miss Dwarka, they are telling, Bhagavan, now you come back to Vaikuntha. How long will you stay here? So Bhagavan said, I have already planned this. I have finished those people who are to be finished. Those who were doing adharma, they are taken care of. But I have taken care of, and with the help of these Yadavas, my own relatives. But now they themselves are the problem. I tried to solve the problem of all other wrong people with these people, but now they themselves have become problem. If I leave them alone and go back to Vaikuntha, they themselves will destroy the world. Therefore what? I have to finish them. So Bhagavan said, I have to finish them and then go. In Shastra, we say Kantakena Kantakam. You remove one thorn with another thorn and don't keep the thorn in your hand. What do? That also you throw away. That also you destroy. So you remove one thorn with another thorn, and that another thorn is also destroyed. So Bhagavan said, my last mission is to finish these people. And for that already they have been cursed by Brahmana, but still I have to do it. So I am planning, I also have decided I will do it. So Bhagavan said, I am coming back to head office, don't be impatient, I am coming. So Devatas went, and then this Bhagavan Sri Krishna started preparing, seeing that Uddhava, the friend of Lord Krishna, relative of Lord Krishna, came and asked, it looks like that you are planning to leave. When somebody is leaving, we know, no, that slowly packing and all this, so we know. So Uddhava said, it looks like that you are planning to leave, but without you, what will happen to us? We are so devoted to you, without seeing you, we can't remain. So you take us, take me also with you. I don't want to live here on this earth without you. So Bhagavan said, no, you have to be here and you go to Badrikashram and stay, live there and live the life as I have taught, as I am going to teach. And Bhagavan gave him Upadesha how to lead the life of contemplation. Simplicity and contemplation. What should be the life? Bhagavan taught. And then he asked for further Upadesha, further teaching. And that is how Uddhava Gita got expanded. And so we have got 24 chapters. So background of Uddhava Gita is in the form of this story when Bhagavan is planning to leave this earth. And in that context, Bhagavan is telling that in life, many things we can learn from the things around. Everything need not be taught. Many things you can learn using the intellect given to you. And in that context, he is presenting the dialogue between Avadhuta, Dattatreya and Yadu Raja. The dialogue between Yadu Raja, the king Yadu, and Dattatreya is called Avadhuta Gita or Avadhuta Gitam. And this Avadhuta is the name for Dattatreya. Who is Dattatreya? Dattatreya is incarnation, part incarnation of Lord Vishnu, or sometimes it is considered to be the incarnation of all three, Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesha. But traditionally in Bhagavatam, Dattatreya is presented as the avatara, Amshavatara of Lord Vishnu. Why is it called Dattatreya? His original name is Datta only. Datta. Why is he called? He was given the name Datta because Bhagavan Vishnu, when he was asked that you please be born as my son, why one devotee when that prayer was read, that may you be born as my son. So Bhagavan gave himself as a son to that devotee, and that devotee was Atri Rishi. Atri and Anusuya. There Bhagavan was born as the son of this Atri and Anusuya. So Bhagavan gave himself as the son, therefore he was called Dattaha. Datta means given. So Bhagavan was given by himself to this Atri Rishi, and therefore he got the name Datta. And he is called Atreya because he is the son of Atri Rishi. Atre Rishehe Putraha Atreya. The son of Atri is called Atreya and his name is Datta. So Datta plus Atreya become Dattatreya. So you must have heard Dattatreya. It has got two parts, Datta and Atreya. So Dattatreya. And this Dattatreya, of course name Dattatreya doesn't come here in this context, Bhagavatam. In the Avatara description it comes, but here it is not coming. So Dattatreya is presented here as Avadhuta. You might have heard this word Avadhuta. Avadhuta literally means discarded or outgrown. The one who has outgrown all the social and religious norms because of his abidance in wisdom is called Avadhuta. Avadhuta is the one who has outgrown all social religious norms because of abidance in the self. is called avadhuta. Avadhuta means what? He or she does not follow any social norm that he has to wear this type of dress. He is a brahmachari, so he should wear this. Grihastha, he should wear this. Vanaprastha has got particular dress. Sannyasi has particular dress. So no dress code is there for him. And he has to do Sandhya Vandanam morning, afternoon, evening. That rule is not there. He should do Agni Hotram. No. He is beyond the rules. He is not violating the rules. He is beyond the rules. Why beyond the rules? Because whatever purpose to be served by the rules is already served for that person. Therefore, he has outgrown the rules. So, one who has outgrown all norms, social and religious norms, because of wisdom, that person is called avadhutaha. They translate avadhuta, nice translation is that ever free person. So, the person who is free in all situations, ever free person. If we have to give modern, what is called word for that avadhuta, we can say holy hobo. Puja Swamiji used to say, we are called H.H. Dayananda Saraswati. Why? Because we are holy hobo. You know what is hobo? Hobo means the person who doesn't have house, job, etc. He begs and somehow manages his life. That is called hobo. So, modern people will describe this avadhuta as what? Hobo. And since we value him, so we will call it what? Holy hobo. So, avadhuta means holy hobo. And that avadhuta who was wandering happens to be seen by a great king called Yadu. Yadu is the ancestor of Lord Krishna. That is why Krishna's one name is Yadava. If you have bhajan, we say Yadava. Madhava, Yadava, like that. He is Yadava. Why? Born in Yadu family. So Yadu is the ancestor of Lord Krishna. Great king, that Yadu and this avadhuta have got the dialogue. And that dialogue is the part of Uddhava Gita. So Avadhuta Gita, or Gitam also we can say, Avadhuta Gitam is a part of Uddhava Gita, which is the part of Bhagavatam. So now you got the address. Avadhuta Gita is a part of Uddhava Gita, which is a part of Bhagavatam. And just a side note here, there is a text called Avadhuta Gita, Dattatreya Gita, which is a separate text consisting of 8 chapters, 270 verses. That is different. That is an independent work. Avadhuta Gita, otherwise called Dattatreya Gita, is a very beautiful presentation of Vedantic teaching. Very nice. Avadhuta Gita, attributed to Dattatreya. Whereas this one which we are going to study is not the composition of Dattatreya. Avadhuta Gita, which is another text, is a composition of Dattatreya, whereas this is the compilation of the dialogue between Dattatreya and Yadu by Vedavyasa. And to distinguish this Gita and the other one, sometimes they use the word Gitam for this. This is Avadhuta Gitam and that is Avadhuta Gita. One is Gita, the original work, the independent work, and this is Avadhuta Gitam, song. In Bhagavatam there are so many songs. Gopi Gitam is there, Brahmara Gitam is there, and this is Avadhuta Gitam. Gitam means song. And in fact, Uddhava Gita, we have got another one, Hamsa Gitam, or Hamsa Gita is there, Bhikshu Gitam is there. So here, Avadhuta Gita we are going to study. Avadhuta Gita, dialogue between Dattatreya and Yadu. About 128 verses are there. 3 chapters it occupies and 128 verses are there. And it starts from the 2nd chapter of Uddhava Gita, or 7th chapter of this 11th skanda. So we will be giving the number in the context of Uddhava Gita. it comes in the second chapter and goes up to the fourth chapter. 2 to 4 of Uddhava Gita is Avadhuta Geetam. And the dialogue is presented by Lord Krishna. And Lord Krishna says, there is a story which presents the dialogue between Yadu and this Avadhuta, I will tell you. And with that, this story, this Avadhuta Gita starts. So we read the first shloka. We have said Gurus of Dattatreya because the Avadhuta Gita describes the Gurus of Dattatreya. So Dattatreya has learned from various sources, and those various sources are presented as Guru. It is not that 24 people were there for Dattatreya. 24 sources of knowledge for Dattatreya, they are called Gurus of Dattatreya. Source of knowledge is Guru. And so 24 sources of knowledge from which Dattatreya derived lessons. Those 24 factors, sources are called Gurus, and they are presented in this text. So we will read the first. I will read, you can repeat. Avadhutam dvijam kanchit charantamakuto bhayam kavim nirikshya tarunam yaduh papracha dharmavit. Yes, please read it. So here, Yadu, the king, Papracha asked, whom? Avadhutam, referring to Dattatreya. So the king Yadu, Papracha asked to Avadhuta, who happens to be a Brahmana, because he was born to a Brahmana family, Atri Rishi, therefore he is called Dvijam. Dvijam literally doesn't mean exactly Brahmana. Dvijam literally means twice born. So Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, all those who have got the sacred thread initiation, that is called Dvijam. So one who has got sacred thread initiation is called twice born, and that is called Dvijam. So that Avadhuta Dvijam, Yaduhu Papracha asked. And who is this? Kanchit, some Avadhuta, some free person. Avadhuta we can translate as free person. A person who is free because of that he is free from norms, that Avadhuta. Akuto bhayam, fearlessly, charantam, moving. So Avadhuta who was moving freely, fearlessly, to that Avadhuta who is Kavi, learned person. Niriksha, having seen him. Yaduraja, having seen him, Papracha asked. And what type of Avadhuta? Tarunam, young, very young he was. To that young Avadhuta, free person, Yadu Papracha. What type of Yadu? Dharmavit, one who is the knower of the dharma, right and wrong, one who knows this righteousness well. That Yadu asked the following question to Avadhuta. What was the question? We will see in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadai Purnameva Vashishyate. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sorry, I took 5 minutes more. Next class will be 11:30 to 12:30. Is Swami Amma coming? So those